I don't know what you think. What you think when you look at something like that, huh? I mean, you know that, the nurturing energy is right there in that particular sign right here in Gemini, right? Where the mind is always active, right? The mind is active, the emotions is active, the chatter, the talking. Either the mental is active, the inner emotions are active. It's all within the head, right? Talking to other people, gossiping. You probably don't even want to be on the internet. You know what I'm saying? Probably not even attracted to anything that ain't drawing you in. You looking to hear something for your soul. So here it go. Here it go. Straight to your motherfucking soul. Your soul trying to hear vibrations. It's trying to hear something natural. But it's going to get cluttered with the pettiness and the disagreement and the disharmony that you're creating between yourself, the outer rim, and the things that you want. You can easily see it as pride when it's up in Gemini. Anytime the moon is involved is divine energy. This is your inner self. This is your mind. You know what I'm saying? Your mind, emotional mind, is up in your emotional movements and everything. Gemini rules everything. A lot of things. Let's say that. Talking about asserting your energy, my ass. And to what things? Huh? And to those right things, understanding those things, right? Like Sagittarius. Yeah, it's a blunt sign. And yeah, Geminis, during this particular time, they do a lot of talking. They do a lot of talking because that's what they do. You know what I'm saying? So it's extra ramped up. That's all. You can talk a lot of stuff. You can get your emotions all rattled. It's just petty. It ain't really a big deal because you, right? Depending on if you are aware of who you are consciously and what you love and enjoy, the freedom to be able to think the way that you want to think, the freedom to be able to understand firm foundation and what's really going on in that fucking head. You know what I'm saying? Mental challenging shit. Now let's see if you get past all these obstacles that you're facing in your life by doing the opposite. When you already know, come on. You already know, look, I'm going to tell you like this. If I talk about the moon, you already know it's sensitive. And then we got Mars up in there. So anytime you see that dance in the universal sky, you already know what it's given. You could just think about this, hot and cold. We need to make sure when we run in the water that we put hot and cold water, we make it what? Warm, or we make it to the right temperature of our body. Because if we get too, what happens if the water is too hot and you try to get in the motherfucking tub? I give it to you raw. What happened when you get to thinking and your thinking ain't as solid as it is because you was all discomfort in your emotions, meaning that you was already rattled, you can't even think straight. You're not thinking clearly. You thinking about other things that really got you emotionally fucked up. Because this right here is way, you see this combination? This motherfucker way stronger. Can you get in your woosah zone? Will you be able to find comfortability and relaxation? Would you be able to still find your freedom, but at the same time, be fucking aggravated by everybody, emotional thrusts all over the place? You gotta understand what I'm talking about when I say emotional thrust. A motherfucker putting their hip, you putting your hip, they putting their hip into it. Things, petty things that they shouldn't even be worrying about on a day like this. Unless you're trying to resolve some petty shit. Now, if you're going to try to resolve some shit, because this is a duality sign, so that means that you could take this any type of way that you want to. You want to take the motherfucker, you know what I'm saying, to a ride where you're able to understand your emotions, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? Look, they got some petty shit that I just need to take care of. What's going on with it? I just want to go ahead and correct it. And do what with it, though? Do you want to make it worse by asserting your energy, inserting your communication onto another? Do you want to create disharmony? Hell no. Because right across the goddamn block is the sun and Venus. They together. Mercury is over there, but it's in the sign of Capricorn. You see what it's giving. Venus is already telling you, look, with this whole situation consciously, I need you to think more in a harmonious way. Why? Because I'm so close to the fucking mind. You know what I'm saying? I can be kind of tough on myself and tough on everyone else. You know what I'm saying? I'm thinking tough, I'm thinking regular, I'm thinking, you know what I'm saying? I'm thinking about just dusting the shoulder, you know what I'm saying? It's easy for you to dust the shoulder off. It wants you to dust the shoulder off. Because it won't, Mercury is saying in your mind, you need to be more, you know, let's balance this shit out. So in the heart, we're able to do this thing. You know what I'm saying? We'll really pick up on the divine energy that we're looking for besides looking to be entertained. Right? Mercury, Venus, entertaining. Look, you know what I'm saying? Going straight to the repetitive shit. Because you can't take the real juice of information that comes to you if somebody bringing it to you raw. But rawness is what the fuck everyone need universally, is what it's saying on this full moon. You need a little bit of rawness. Not saying that you need physical rawness, because this right here is the emotions. You need when I say rawness, I'm talking about the originality of your emotions, of what you express to others when you feeling like you bent out of shape. I'm trying to tell you, look here. When all this stuff right here is connected to this type of stuff right here, you're going to get tired and bored. You want to be entertained, but the Jupiter saying, look, fuck all that. You had your time to entertain. It's not time to entertain anymore. Not time to entertain that fuzzed out shit. Maybe you, everyone else got the opportunity to be able to understand what they've been working hard and do diligently on, right? With the Pluto over here in Capricorn. Or with Mercury going right here into the sign of Capricorn, showing what you've been working on. You know what I'm saying? Trying to get down to business. And it's fine. That's what you're supposed to do, because that's what it's giving you the mind to do. You know what I'm saying? So if you thinking about other shit, like you thinking about, you know, creativity going out and shit like that, it'll be connected to work. If you thinking about, you know what I'm saying, the emotional stability of yourself, you know what I'm saying, and your quick actions to be able to take so you can be more successful at your job, then that's the energy that you're putting in on a mundane, meaning that you probably learning a little something on YouTube to enhance yourself, maybe some videos on something, or you probably digging into some information that's going to help you succeed in a career choice that you're trying to, you know what I'm saying, establish in your life. These are the way that you work the energies. You don't work it with the messy shit. I try to talk about the messy shit just to keep you away from the messy shit so you can clear your head. Once you clear your motherfucking head, then you be able to understand what this energy is trying to tell you. Besides worrying about the petty shit. It's illuminating for a reason. You understand? That's why the sun is over here, Mars is over here, the moon is over there, Venus and Mercury, and then, you know, Capricorn, everybody is having a ball. You know what I'm saying? But it's trying to tell you where you're going to be enforcing your energy in, right? This is the real shit. This is what you really thinking, right? Consciously aware of these horizons where you can be able to push yourself to another limit, where you thinking like this can make you some money, and then you start going in. Don't go ahead of yourself though. Like Venus coming out, maybe the Mercury going in there first. Why? Go ahead and warming people up, right? But the emotions is always going to be connected to the shit when it's going around, tapping into all this energy, but it's still going to be giving you the vibe of this. Your mind. You know what I'm saying? Your mind. To this moon come all the way around like this and me back up with the mind. You know what I'm saying? Like, you made your mind up. You like it or not. If not, you move on. We get another day to get it right. You know, knowing shit this whole goddamn time. All this right here, you gotta look. It take time to milk this shit in. It been baked into you. All this other shit that you've been learning and picking up on, and how to understand, and even how to count. You know what I'm saying? This shit been burnt into your memory. Who say the ABCs without putting the rhythm to the motherfuckers? Man, I'm trying to tell you. Do you see the connection? Right? You a Leo? You be a Leo, right? And all this energy right here with your emotions and your drive and pushes going towards is in this particular house here. Maybe you're Sagittarius, then you need to be looking across the block. Maybe you're Pisces, right? Maybe you need to be looking across the street. Oh, ain't nobody there, parking lot is empty. What's going on? Just seems like this where the area of life is at for the spiritual realm. Blessings and prosperity. And for you to be able to be lucky and be able to understand and be able to get the fuzz from over your eyes before you go ahead and keep it real. And begin to really chase after those big old things that you know what I'm saying? You lighten the load. Right? You had to drop a few things. You had to lighten the load. Jupiter not coming in here all fat and juicy. You understand? You got to come in this motherfucker fresh. So it's gonna be at its proper weight, proper birth weight. But you know, all those type of gases and whatever else that got all mixed up that you was dreaming about, that you was working on, that you had connections with, things you was letting go, and you regained your flow. You know what I'm saying? You ain't give a fuck. You ain't gonna give a fuck. But when you get here, you need to understand all the things that you have done. Right? That's you, man. You live in the world right here. When it's time for you to, if you got somewhere here and Jupiter go right there, then you already know it. Jupiter in Aries, and then keep going. But it stayed up for a year, so you already know it's going to do you well, but it's going to give you choices, you know what I'm saying? You drop the low. I hope you understand that. Anyway, the divine energy is always powerful to be able to talk to your ancestors and have a relationship with them. It's always good to be who you are. It's always good to ask for more. It's always good to understand your path. It's always good to understand when you go outside, you can smell the rain, right? But this right here, we're just getting a vivid picture of what the rain probably look like when it's coming through. And when you're outside naturally, you ain't into all this shit. You know what it's about. You go outside, you don't know nothing about astrology. You go outside and you just sniffing the air and you already know, ooh, it's gonna be a foggy day all night. Ooh, it's gonna wake up all thick and hot. And you just know the perception that you have about days, the weather of it. Right? A lot of people can have that type of aura about themselves. You know what I'm saying? They just already know, Like, ooh, it's so hot, sticky, news say this, fuck the news. Right? Because the temperatures don't feel like you think they feel when the news is talking about it. News is doing a worldwide, hopefully this is what it feels like across the board of the area type of forecast. And you deep inside, you know your forecast. You know your forecast. Okay? And it's just like this. All this stuff that's going on right here, you know your forecast. You know how you feeling. You know if your emotions are hyped up. You know you talking a little bit more. You know if you're a little more angry than what you are. You know if you're a little bit more passionate than what you are. You know if you're getting into shit, getting out of shit. You know if you emotionally all over the place trying to look for something. Here you go. Till then, till next time.